Hello everybody and welcome to this stream tonight. My name is Kieran McGinley and you're watching TTTV F1 and I'm happy to bring you today the TT Gaming F1 Teams Cup, which consists of 4 different teams teaming up together. First of all, you have TT Gaming, you have Precision Racing League, VSR and Flat Out Racing, all sending their 5 best drivers forward to try and take the crown. Obviously we have alternate points in order tonight, more on that in a few minutes. Right now though, we have to go through the members list. So racing for TT Gaming tonight is Lambo, Squeezy, Poe, Maze and Weed Nation. For PRL, as far as I know, Neo, Harry, Michael, Decky and Jeff's Revenge. What a great name. Racing for PRL tonight. For VSR, we've got Brady, Louis, or Lewis, I'm not quite sure. I'm going to call you Louis. Blizzard, Marquez, I think it's Marquez. And McSendit, racing for dynamic weather. So we'll have to wait and see how everything plays out. Hope you can join us for the entire stream. I'm looking forward to this one. We're off then for Abu Dhabi, and it's just me in the commentary box tonight, and hopefully we should be in for a really good race. I'll have to keep looking back at my Teams Cup lineup, Team Cup's list, in order to try and figure out who's racing for who. I know two sets of people are going to be very easy to tell apart, because the entire TT Gaming clan has TTG in front of their name, so that makes it easy. We have VSR, the only one there is McSendit. Everybody else, well, I'm just going to have to figure it out on the way. If you do leave a comment in the chat, it'd be lovely to hear from you and your reactions. Now, I will say that I have set up, because I can't look at my computer whilst I'm doing this, so otherwise the bandwidth goes completely haywire. I have set it so that the console speaks your comment to me. Yeah, we're going to see how long that lasts, because the last thing I want is people abusing it. But yeah, feel free to comment. Hopefully it should speak through. Preferably not to do it in the race, because I probably won't actually see it. But here we are for short qualifying. And if you pop in the comments below who you're supporting tonight, it'd be great to hear from you. No matter if you're supporting TTG, VSR, PRL, or if you're supporting Flat Out. Great to hear from everyone tonight, and let's get this session and this weekend underway. Let's have our details up here. So the TARDIS is the only one at the moment tempting to go out on a set of super soft tyres. TARDIS racing for Flat Out tonight, as this is VSR Aaron, I believe, and making his way out of the pits. Now, VSR Aaron could be one of the reserves, but he's not. It didn't appear on the... is this VSR Brady? It could be Brady, actually. No, it is Aaron. So VSR Aaron making his way towards this first chicane. We also have Blizzard there. Has raced in TTL, leading the way in the TTL Season 10 Championship. We also have Harry in the pits, Dengartist, I hope I'm saying your name right. We also have Northants out on track as well in the Haas. We also have Poe out there, Brady, Louis, Squeezy, Jeff is out there as well. TARDIS making his way out onto track on those super soft tyres. Michael out there, Maze, Weed Nation, McSendit here, Dan Evs, Neo, Calacrist, which I believe Calacrist is racing for Flat Out tonight. Correct me if I'm wrong. We've got Richmond here. Racing for Flat Out. We also have Lambo here. No prices for guessing which team Lambo is racing for tonight. So of course getting underway for qualifying here. I haven't done short qualifying for a while here, but I think I can remember the hang of it. I was racing here just last night as Aaron gets a big load of oversteer there coming through. I believe that is turn 19. So Aaron then heading around the final corner of turn 21, making his way on towards the final lap, and that is someone in the wall there. I'm not quite sure who it was. It was a Sauber. but again, I'm not entirely sure who it was, and it's always a bit infuriating when you have to scroll through. Let's see who it is. There should be an easier way to see who is racing for which team. I really do, but well, in a one-off league race like this, it's always going to be difficult, especially coming across a load of names I've never seen before. But Blizzard here make his way on towards his flying lap here. Aaron, I believe, should be the first one to set a lap tonight as he heads down towards turn 8 and 9, and then through that left-hander of turn 10. Watching that orange curb on the inside of turn 9, it's where Jenson Button hit that tyre that broke his suspension in 2016, forcing him out of retirement in his last ever race. It is not as bad in this game, but if you hit it, you will definitely know. Sends a stream of understeer through the car, really unsettles it, so you really don't want to be hitting those orange curbs, as Aaron finding out the hard way, making his ride a little bit bumpy as he heads towards this difficult braking zone, this difficult right-hander. But he makes it look really easy there, doesn't he, as we head underneath the hotel, as we head through turn 19 towards turn 20 now. And in that McLaren flying through, just chucks the car in, hopes it sticks on the other side. As we head through turn 21, Aaron will be first to the line, and what's the lap time he sets? It's a 1:36.8. We have Dengartist. Deng Artist. I'm not too sure. 1:37.5 for Deng Artist though. Squeezy saying a 1:37.4. Weed Nation 1:37.9. Calicrist 1:37.3. We also have Harry out there as well. I believe Harry is on a flying lap. Jeff's Revenge goes top of the table, 1:36.5. Good luck from him. Quickly followed then by Neo, 1:36.4 as Harry goes onto a flying lap. Northants, there you go. VSR Louis, 1:35.9. First man into the 1:35s as Northants comes across the line, 1:38.0. Poe is out there on a lap, as is Harry here. Brady has come back to the pits. We'll have to see what TARDIS does on a set of super soft tyres as he rounds the final corner. And remember, those super soft tyres will last quite a while in a 50% race. He put himself up into P12, 1:38.4, but the advantage of that is he'll get to go again as Dan Ebbs rounding that final corner, turn 21, as he comes towards the line. Can he get himself up the table? He pops himself into P10. So Harry coming out of turn 10, or throwing through turn 10 I should say, as Jeff's Revenge comes from way off the circuit. Richmond there, 1:52.2, not representative, must have made a mistake out there somewhere, but it does put him into P14. Harry meanwhile making his way through that chicane there, that three-pronged chicane. So we head into the left-hander, turn 14. Now we've got this flowing right-hander, so first 15, then 16, braking zone into 17 here. Very difficult braking zone as you head into turn 17. We head through turns 18 and 19 now, still on board with Harry. As Neo actually jumps Jeff's Revenge, up into 4th place he goes. Harry then making their way through. And round that final corner, where can Harry put themselves on the table? Harry goes P3, 1:36.2 from Harry. So at the moment, Louis got even quicker, 1:35.8 from Louis. McSender is in 2nd place, 1:36.1. Harry in 3rd, 1:36.2. Aaron, 1:36.3 in P4. Michael in 5th, 1:36.4. Neo in 6th, 1:36.4. Once again, only 7 thousandths of a second off of Neo there. Jeff's Revenge in 7th, 1:36.5. Calicrist, 1:36.5. Squeezy, 1:37.4. Deng Artist, 1:37.5. Dan Evs 1:37.7, Weed Nation 1:37.9, Northants 1:38.0, TARDIS on those super soft tyres coming back to the pits 1:38.4. Richmond here still not happy. He's gone off somewhere, you can see on his tyres. So Richmond might be coming back to the pits for a new set of ultra soft tyres, but at the moment only 15 drivers have set a lap time, and more than half the TTG crew have not set a lap time just yet. Neither has Blizzard, but Blizzard on an outlap right now as we head through Sector 3, and then that outlap disappears, quite annoyingly. We have yet to see a lap time from 2 VSR drivers and 3 TTG drivers, so we'll have to wait and see what those can do. Blizzard heading around the final corner here, runs very wide. when he comes across the line to start his lap. And I wonder, 1:35.8 is the target. Blizzard will be looking to try and knock Louis off at the top of the table there. And look at that. You have VSR dominating the top two. Then you got Harry, Aaron and Michael just swapping between PRL and VSR at the moment in the top 5. As well as that, Neo, P6 racing for PRL as well. Jeff's Revenge in 7th, also PRL. Calic Wrist, I believe, is flat out, so he's the highest flat out racer at the moment. Squeezy is the highest TTG driver at the moment. Deng Artist for flat out. We have, I believe, the highest rated VSR driver at the moment, as you can see, is VSR Louis. Louis or Lewis? I can never decide, but we'll have to wait and see. We'll have to wait and see what happens in the chat. Someone will correct me, I know they will. But Blizzard now heading through that chicane section of 11, 12 and 13. Through turn 14 he goes, again clipping that orange curb there. Not ideal. That's not something you want to be doing consistently. That will affect your tyre wear as we head through the race. But here he comes then, around the final few corners. Through turn 19 here as he heads towards turn 20. Always a difficult track, Abu Dhabi, to get perfect. And now Blizzard comes through turn 21 as he heads towards the line. What lap time has he got? It's a 1:35.7, and Blizzard puts himself top of the table for now. So who we've got out on a lap right now? Poe is setting themselves up for a lap here. We've also got Maze out there in the Renault. Lambo's just crossed the line to start our flying lap here. We've also got Weed Nation currently on a flying lap, and Blizzard's retired from the session. So is that Blizzard saying he's had enough? He thinks he's done enough. And Deng Artist also retiring from the session in the pits. So Deng Artist thinking he has done all he can. Neo here starting a new lap. We've got Jeff's Revenge out there, car number 1. So he's won a career mode, that's for sure. So Jeff's Revenge boasting that car number 1. Very rare to see in league racing, actually. But Jeff is wearing it with pride today. We've got the TARDIS out there as well. This time going on a set of ultra soft tyres. See what lap time he can put down. Maze heading towards the line. And it's a 1:38.6. Puts him up into P16 at the moment. Lambo trying to make sure that he puts himself as a competitor. He lost out on the TTFL title just yesterday. He is determined to bounce back at exactly the same track he lost it at. Very difficult to keep Lambo down when he is down. And he's always looking to try and find those extra tenths of a second. Weed Nation there puts himself up into P10, 1:37.4. As we see her forcing to across the line, presumably to start a lap. Where does Lambo put himself? 1:36.8, puts himself into P10. We've also got Poe out there starting a new lap, but he has set a 1:37.4, puts himself in P11. So we're just waiting now for VSR Brady to set a lap time. Louis 1:35.8 has started a new flying lap. We've got McSender as well, warming up for their lap. Harry as well. We've got VSR Aaron on a flying lap right now. Michael there took off 0.5 of a second, put himself momentarily in P6, now dropping down to P7. There's Jeff's Revenge here, 1:36.1, puts him up into P4. Have we got anyone close to the line? We've got Calic Wrist. Can Calic Wrist improve? Yes, they can. 0.7 up, puts him into P9. Is anyone else close to the line, I wonder? We've got Dan Evs out there. Northants, Jeff's Revenge has retired from the session. And we have VSR Brady, the only one left to set a lap time. Richmond here, I think, just about beat the cut here. He just about beat the checkered flag, so he will be able to set one lap time. We've got Louis out there as well. VSR Aaron, McSendit going down the back straight. Harry is also on that same back straight. Michael is, well, Michael, yeah, realises that he's not going to improve. Cuts the corner, and he is not going to be very happy with that. VSR Brady goes top of the table, 1:35.6. What an amazing lap time that is. Can Louis respond as he heads towards the line? Crosses the line, yes he can. 1:35.3. Incredible stuff from the VSR guys. They've locked out the top 5 right now. And you can easily see and easily consider VSR to be one of the top guys around in this league. Well, you can absolutely see that. McSendit here, currently in P5, and Jeff's Revenge is not very far behind. Of course, Jeff's Revenge racing for, I believe, PRL, and he is. So we have a lot to be desired in this league racing, as VGIA Harry breaks that VSR domination and puts PRL into second place in that top standing. McSendit is still in P5 there, but that is the end of qualifying. And what a show we've got in our hands right now. VSR could easily gallop away with this. But at the moment, it's Louis who grabs pole position. Harry in second, Brady third, Blizzard fourth, McSendit in fifth, Aaron in sixth, Jeff Revenge seventh, Michael eighth, Neo ninth, Calacrist in 10th, Dan Evs in 11th, Poe in 12th, Lambo 13th, Weed Nation 14th, Squeezy 15th, Northand 16th, Dengartist in 17th, Maze in 18th, TARDIS 19th, and Richmond is down in P20. Well, I wonder. We've got some quick drivers today, haven't we? VSR look like they're going to gallop away with this, but anything can happen. One lap pace is one thing, but it's all about carrying it into the race and having a good setup for the race. And that's the most important thing. Half the job is done, if you can count it, half the job, as we will shortly be going on to the formation lap. Leave a comment down below if you want to. We shall see who can come away with the victory. Of course, alternative points, which, as we figured out in the last League Cup race I did, I'm not very good at maths, so there's no point in me trying to work it all out on the fly, because I'll be wrong. So we'll just have to wait until the official results come through. You have to follow on Twitter all the relevant leagues. You'll be able to find out on Twitter who has taken the trophy. As we go on to the formation lap then. So VSR almost a top 5 lockout, and if it wasn't for a member of I believe that is PRL, yeah, Harry broke the trend here as qualified in P2. So let's have a look at some of the strategies going on. Well, of course, the top 10 are all on the tyre they qualified on. Dan Evs is starting on a fresh set of ultra soft tyres. Meanwhile, Poe on a set of super softs, Lambo on softs, Weed Nation super softs, Squeezy on softs, Northants also on softs, Den Artist, Maze, TARDIS and Richmond all starting on a set of super soft tyres. So we'll have to see how that sort of strategy plays in this race, but as you can see, as they head down that back straight, and I think that's VSR Louis has the number 12 car. Very, very jealous of that one, as well, as we all know, or if you don't know me, that's my lucky number. So maybe some good fortune to be had by Louis, I'm not so sure, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we are looking at a very, very quick VSR team who occupy 5 of the top 6 spots in qualifying. Incredible pace from them all, but I wonder, when it comes down to race pace, will they have that same pace that they have? And when it comes to squabbling, well, if you're a team of 5, it's always difficult. You're all in the same party, you're all sort of communicating in the same way, but who lets each other go? Do you battle? Do you work together to try and get away? Or is it every man for himself? It's all to play for as we head through underneath the hotel. What a great camera shot that was, just following Louis through there. Can Harry get a good start? Can they try and get down the inside of VSR Louis as we head towards turn 1? All will be revealed very, very shortly. I'm very excited for this one. We've got some top drivers at the top of their game, and we're moments away from seeing what they can do for their respective teams. And we are live for this one. I'm really looking forward to this as all the cars line up here for the start of this race. And we're just waiting for Richmond at the back there to get into the grid slot, I believe. And there he goes. Last car there.
Come on, my teammates, come on, VSR.
Come on, VSR is what's spoken to me. Clear VSR fans here. They occupy 5 of the top 6 spaces. Will that be the same way as we head towards the end of the race? Here we are then. 5 red lights here in Abu Dhabi. And the Team Cup race is underway. What are the starts like? Lots of wheel spins off the line, but Louis has got a fantastic start as we head towards turn 1. McSendit has got a brilliant start as well. And we've already got instance back there. There's 2 Renaults off. There's a Sauber off as well. That's Lambo, who only moments ago, yesterday even, lost a championship. He's now lost part of his front wing, and he is down at the back there. As we have Michael trying to send it past Calachrist, and Neo's lost it. Neo's lost the back end. Oh, that is a huge incident. Dan Evs being collected there, and maybe he lost a bit of front wing there, I'm not so sure. Deng Artist got a big move on there. Weed Nation also trying to go side by side now with, I believe that's TARDIS. Yes, it is, as they head down the straight. Now, who's got the lowest drag there? Look at this formation here as we head down towards that turn 8, and that is a bit of front wing off their Ferrari there, and I believe that might be Deng Artist. Here comes the TARDIS on the inside of Deng Artist there. Little bit of contact, and he's lost the back end. Deng Artist could have a real go here as they head towards turn 11, 12 and 13. And that's also Richmond trying to go round the outside there, as now they're trying to make it 4 wide. Surely not as we head towards turn 11, 12 and 13. No, that looks like TARDIS looking like he's trying to get past there, but Richmond's got a fantastic start. He's up into P14. He started from the back of the grid there, and what a start from him. He is making some good progress. Can he keep up that pace throughout the race? We're going to go on board with this front lot here, and look at this. If you look at the top 9 there, they're all separated by less than a second to each car, so really close in pace here, and we're looking to hopefully that lasts for the entire race. So Louis leads the way. He's followed by Harry, McSendit, Brady, Jeff's Revenge, Blizzard, Aaron, Michael, Calachrist and Poe. That's your top 10 so far, and it looks like VSR at the moment have got this one pretty comfortable at the moment. They've lost a couple of places. Jeff's Revenge most notably up into P5, challenging now to try and make his way through the pack then of VSR cars. He's got a lot of way to go. As we have a look now at some of the data here, well, you can see the top winners and losers. Richmond there is up 7 places from his starting position. Great start from him. The biggest loser at the moment, dropping 5 places at the moment, it's Squeezy down in P20, but that is closely followed by Lambo, who's dropped 6 places down into P19. So still a long way to go in this one, but as you can see, a lot of TTG in the pit lane now. They've got a lot to do from this position, but it's not over yet. So as we see here, some battling going on. Jeff's Revenge is having a look down the inside of Brady, but doesn't quite do it. McSender is obviously in the car ahead of this battle. He's just want to try get away from it all, but not as easy as it looks, especially when you're under pressure, when the whole world's watching. You've got it all to do. Blizzard here, P6 right now, and looking at the back of Jeff's Revenge. Not what he wanted in this early stage. He wanted a better start, but again, we still have 27 laps to go in this race. We have a long way to go as a little bit of a Rolex board gets smashed there as people try and use all the track and more. We've got Aaron there trying to find a little bit of space out there. He's under attack from Michael as we head down that start-finish straight. And Michael here in the slipstream. Will he have a move down the inside? Yes, he will. Can he make that move stick? No, he can't quite do it. As I jumped onto the wrong car there. My apologies. But Michael tried that move, but had to back out of it because he wasn't going to get it. He was not going to make that move stick. He only had his front wing alongside, so he backed out of that move then. Richmond here, by the way, is now trying to challenge with T12 as Dan Evs and Richmond go both off track there and gain a little bit of airtime there. And I jumped onto that one, I did. And Richmond here, on a set of super soft tyres, is having tremendous pace right now. We've got Lambo here getting past Mays. I think that was a little bit of a team orders move there. We've also got Northants chasing down Deng Artist here, and they're both racing for flat out.
Yes, VSR.
And oh, that's a little bit of contact there. Little bit of contact. Don't want to be making that early on with teammates. And I think that was a little bit of a tap there from Northants, just to say that he's right there on some ultra soft tyres. He wants to be let through, and well, fair play to Deng Artist there. He's let him go. And now Northants can try and get some time found here, as look at this battle between Dan Evs and Richmond here as they head through turns 11, 12 and 13, as Dan Evs and Richmond obviously on the same team flat out. And again, it's just battling between teammates. Now, do you want to do this early on? Do you want to keep battling yourselves? Or would you rather focus on battling the cars ahead in other teams? That's the problem you can face here. You can get caught up in your own battles, but it's all about the long run and the team winning the day. Blizzard then trying to chase down Jeff's Revenge, heading towards turn 1. Jeff's Revenge doing a good job so far for PRL. And, oh, Blizzard losing that back end there. A little bit of a mistake from Blizzard. Rare to see, but when it does happen, it usually results in a big off. But at the moment, Blizzard holding on. Meanwhile, Richmond has found a way past Dan Evs into turn 1, and Richmond now up into P12. This recovery drive is going splendidly well for him. We've got Michael here trying to find a way past VSR Aaron. And can Michael get that exit he needs? He will have DRS down the straight. He's also got Calic Wrist right behind him in that DRS zone as well. Here comes Michael trying to go down the inside, and Aaron didn't leave him a lot of room. But can Michael get that move done? He's going to be down the inside, but it's going to force him on the outside into turn 9. But he makes sure that Aaron can't get there. Aaron hit the curb there. He hit that inside curb, and now he's under attack from Calic Wrist. Well, Michael there did some defending, and look at this, Calic Wrist and VSR Aaron making contact there down the straight. Banging wheels, but look at this. Louis is getting drawn into this battle. And he's lost the position now to Calic Wrist. He's going to be round the outside, and Calic Wrist gives him a friend tap or a love tap there. And Aaron is not giving up on that one. He's got to watch out now, because here comes Neo trying to go around the outside. Backs out of the move, though. It wasn't going to happen. So Aaron then, in the space of a lap, has lost 2 places. And I wonder if that tyre wear is affecting him. Here comes Neo now down the inside, and Aaron's pushed wide again. He falls to P10. Aaron is in a world of trouble right now. But he stays out on those tyres, so maybe he's thinking just a couple of mistakes on that lap rather than tyre wear. Well, here comes Poe then. He's looking rather ominously at this battle then. Maybe he's seeing VSR Aaron being a little bit vulnerable there, and maybe he fancies his chances. Meanwhile then, Blizzard still trying to chase down Jeff's Revenge as we head towards the hairpin of turn number 7. We've passed the DRS detection point. We're going to get the activation point at some point down this straight. Here we are then, Blizzard in the slipstream of Jeff's Revenge as we head down this long straight. Perfect for any late moves you want to make. But will Blizzard make a late move, I wonder? No, he won't. Too far back from Jeff's Revenge. But he'll need to get this exit of turn 9 absolutely spot on. Now coming through turn 10. There's another DRS zone. But the problem is that Jeff's Revenge also has DRS, so he can't quite get that that momentum he needs, using all the track and more there a little bit, Blizzard, as we're now going to jump on board with McSendit. EGIA Harry getting a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Now here's the front wing of Neo as we cut to the broadcast camera now. Neo here trying to fight Calic Wrist here. And can Neo find that way past, I wonder? Coming through, Neo racing for PRL. And Calic Wrist. Yeah, Calic Wrist racing for PRL as well. So these two are teammates. The reason it took some time working that out is, well, sometimes with these league races, changes happen at the last minute. So the most up-to-date one I've got is not including Calic Wrist. But into the pits comes VSR Aaron. So he's the first person to make a scheduled pit stop here. So what tyres will he decide to put on? Will it be softs? I believe it will. And yes, out of the pit lane he goes, runs over his entire pit crew, out of the garage, but he's going to rejoin the race here. And I wonder where he's going to rejoin. On those soft tyres, yes, they'll get him to the end, but will he have the pace to keep up, I wonder? So where is Northants then? Northants is just coming around the final corner. So there goes VSR Aaron, rejoining in P15 then. A lot to do. Meanwhile, here comes Neo and Calic Wrist, both teammates. Will Calec put up a fight against Neo. I don't think he will. No, he doesn't. He backs out of the move. So Neo then up into P8 and able now to try and close in on another teammate of his, Michael, up ahead. But I'll tell you what, Michael is focused on trying to catch Blizzard. He's 4.8 seconds back. But if he's hoping that Brady, Jeff and Blizzard are all going to be battling, that maybe there's some chance that he's able to catch up. Lap 6 of this race, we've got Louis in the lead, Harry in second, McSend third, Brady fourth, Revenge, Jeff's Revenge that is, in fifth, Blizzard sixth, Michael seventh, Neo eighth, Calec ninth, Poe is in 10th place. Remember, every position counts. As long as you finish the race, you will score points, so it's all that tempting to try and stay in the race for as long as you can. If you lose that front wing, there's no point retiring because, well, you're just going to lose those points that your team needs. Jeff's Revenge in the pits then as he heads towards the box. P6 he came in, and I wonder now if he's going to try some sort of undercut. Maybe he's reacting again, why not? Rejoining from the garage apparently is the thing to do this race. Who says rejoining from the box is any fun? Michael seems to think so, so he'll be rejoining on a set of soft tyres. I apologise. Jeff's Revenge then, can he get ahead of the TARDIS here? And I think he will, just about. Yes, he will. So Jeff's Revenge gets that clean air that he needs to set those quick lap times. So I wonder now, what are the VSR guys going to do? Speaking of VSR guys, here's McSendit as he's trying to round turn 9. Then we have the slight kink of turn 10 there into the DRS zone, and a little bit of lag on my end. I do apologise for that. But McSendit here trying to make a move into turn 11 here. I believe this is turn 11. Yes, it is turn 11. I don't know why I doubted myself for a second there, but yes, turn 11. 12 and 13 now. And, well, we have a bit of battling going on then. Dan Evs makes it past Deng Artist once again. Lambo is trying to close in on Northants as we try and scour this grid here to see where all the battles are happening. Poe closing in on Calec who's also trying to close in on Neo. We've got McSendit still on the tail of Harry here. As does anyone pit? Yes, Harry leaves it late, but dives into the pits. So, will it be a set of soft tyres? I would assume it would be. It's too early to pit for super softs here. I could be proved wrong. I normally am, but on go a set of soft tyres. But Harry's held up by Brady, who came in, and Brady here onto a set of soft tyres. So that's going to cost Harry a little bit of time, and I wonder where that's going to where Harry is going to rejoin. Here comes Jeff's Revenge, who's coming through turn 1. Now remember, Jeff's Revenge was away behind Harry here, so Harry rejoins, and Harry just about rejoins in front of Richmond. Very, very close there, but Richmond didn't put up too much of a fight there. But look at this, right on the tail now, that's for sure. Well, there's Richmond there. We'll have DRS. There is Jeff's Revenge. So look how powerful the undercut actually is. Jeff's Revenge is right there once again. Let's have a look at Richmond here, but you can see Richmond falling away without pitting for those tyres, or not stopping yet, I should say. It's going to be very difficult to try and make the super softs to the softs last, because there's no real stint where you're going to be pushing as hard as you possibly can. Meanwhile, Michael has found a way past Weed Nation. There's VSR Aaron, though, who has stopped. And Aaron is just trying to try and side his way through the field. He's been struggling in this early stint, but now maybe he can recover with a soft stint. And Weed Nation is the first person to fall victim to new tyres of Aaron here. And this could be the second one, as Michael tries to hold off VSR Aaron for as long as he possibly can. Meanwhile, 2 leaders into the pits, Louis and McSendit, both into the pits here. So, what tyres go on for Louis then? Looks like soft tyres. Seems to be the trend here. McSendit also on the soft tyres. Blizzard in. Soft tyres for him as well. And finally, Calec. Well, see if you can guess what tyres Calec is going to go on to, I wonder. Into the pits he goes. And super soft tyres. No, soft tyres. Oh, yeah, I thought we were going to see something different there. But Calec onto a set of soft tyres. That seems to be the ideal strategy. McSendit looks like he's rejoining P5 right behind Richmond. So Richmond here is quick, but he's made a huge mistake there, going through into turn 5 and 6, sorry. And Richmond there has lost a chunk of positions. He's now victim to Brady here, who has those flickering tyres. And Brady here, with the DRS, could have a go at Richmond as they head towards the right-hander here. And is that a move there? It is. It's a dive bomb move. And it's Brady there getting very aggressive. Elbows out. He's got the move done. Richmond down to P7. We also have Michael here. We've got TARDIS, Aaron and Michael all battling for position. Now remember, TARDIS has yet to stop. Here comes Aaron trying to go around the outside as we head towards turn 11. And there's yellow flags in sectors 2 and 3. And that's a car off in the distance. And that is McSendit. McSendit is off. He was off onto the grass there. Well, what happened there, I wonder? Maybe a little bit of contact could have been. As oh, that's a little bit of front wing off Jeff's revenge car. Little bit of that left-hand side is gone. So that's a lot less downforce on tyres that don't have that much grip. So Jeff's revenge here, trying to close in on VSR Brady now. Obviously, we've got that glitch where VSR Brady is apparently on a set of super soft tyres. But, well, on the telemetry, you can quite clearly see it's soft tyres. So he is on a set of soft tyres, just to clear that up. And we've got our pack here. Rummaging through down towards turn 1. We've got the Force India of McSendit, who made or who took a trip across the grass, followed by Aaron, then Michael, and then the TARDIS is looming in the background. We've got Poe, who's in the lead right now, but I don't know for how much longer. He's trying to go defensive, trying to get out of the slipstream. Remember, he can only make that one move as Louis now tries to power past, and he has done. With a better setup, lower drag down the straight, Louis has got the lead back, and he will now retain that lead for a little bit, maybe, as Harry now has to try and find a way past Poe. Poe, though, isn't going to make it easy in that slipstream once again. And, of course, we do have slipstream because all 20 cars and drivers are still here. Into turn 11 we go, and no, Louis cuts him off. No way past for Poe, and really that was the only chance he's going to get with those worn tyres. It's going to be tough for him to get past. Meanwhile, Blizzard down the inside of Richmond gets that move done. Blizzard is up into P6 now. His next target is Jeff's Revenge. Meanwhile, we've got TARDIS and Calic Risk fighting over position here. And the TARDIS, well, he felt he was pushed off the circuit. And you can see there, he just powered through. So the TARDIS then keeping that position against Calic Risk. Meanwhile, Squeezy is on the back of Dan Evs here as we head towards turn 11. Can Squeezy find that move? Trying to go around the outside. Maybe left his brake a little bit too late. Dan Evs has run wide. So has Poe. And they've both gone off. Both putting each other under pressure here. And I was trying to see what was going on between Weed Nation and Northants here. As Richmond is into the pits at last from a fantastic start. On will go a set of soft tyres. Meanwhile, Weed Nation trying to go down the inside, but Northants just covered him off there, closed the door, and Weed Nation still has to be behind him for now. The TARDIS then still on the tail of Calic Wrist, and a little bit wide there. That's going to cost him a little bit of time. Meanwhile, VSR Blizzard round the inside of Jeff's Revenge, but they are side by side now. Who's going to get the DRS? Is the game going to glitch and give neither of them? No, it gives it to Blizzard. Blizzard will have the DRS as we head now down towards turn 8. My apologies. And Blizzard down the inside. And can Jeff do anything about that? No, he can't. Maybe he can get the exit of turn 9 right, but no, he can't. Blizzard then moves up into P5, and his next target is a teammate. Brady is up ahead. We've got Michael there trying to chase down Richmond. Is on a set of ultra soft tyres, so 2 stop really for Richmond. He's going to go for 2 fast stints in the hopes that he can get himself up a couple of positions in the midst of it. So he's P14 right now. We'll have to keep an eye on how that goes. Jeff's Revenge, meanwhile, right on Blizzard. Trying to go down the inside, dives it down, and they make contact. Blizzard trying to hold on to position, and Jeff's Revenge round the outside, but Blizzard cuts him off there. Jeff's Revenge picks up a 3-second time penalty for cutting the corner. Blizzard trying to cut him off once again. Down the inside they go. Oh, they make contact. Jeff's Revenge is around and into the wall. And he's lost that front wing. And to be honest with you, he's retired from the session. He is not happy at all. And he becomes the first retirement in this cup race. So that is a free position for all those guys behind him, and a free set of points as well if they can keep up their pace and overtake the retired car of Jeff's Revenge. Lap 12 of this challenge race. We have Louis in the lead, Harry in second, Poe in third, Brady fourth, Blizzard in fifth, McChrist in ninth, Neo 10th, Lambo in 11th, Richmond in 12th, Squeezy 13th, Danevs 14th, TARDIS in the pits in 15th, Maze in 16th. We've got Deng Artist who will take P17, Northants will take P18, and Weed Nation will take P19 in this race. Well, here's Aaron then, on board with him as he's trying to close down McSendit. And now coming through turn 10 now as they head down towards the left-hander of turn 11. And then through that chicane of 12 and 13. Not easy to make a move stick there. We've got a watch on board with Richmond here, who's trying to go down the inside of Lambo. And he's done exactly that. He has got the move done. Has he got the traction now to get away from Lambo? Lambo here in the slipstream. Of course, these two on different strategies. So I wonder what Lambo's going to try and do. He's going to try and go down the inside as we head down towards turn 11. How on earth did he find that room? But he has done. And Lambo takes back P11 with a fantastic move. I don't know if you call it bravery or stupidity, but he just put his car there where there was a gap and hoped for the best. And it's paid off big time for Lambo. Poe into the pits then from P3 on a set of super soft tyres. And this looks like he's going to go for a set of soft tyres and push right to the very end. Watch this battle here between Richmond and Lambo, because it's about to get very, very tasty. As Richmond right on the tail of Lambo as we head towards turn 21. A little bit of a lock up there from Richmond on the inside tyre. And he's still got to try and find that way past. Poe is still in the pits there as he makes his way towards the pit exit. And he does rejoin in front of Neo. Meanwhile, Richmond, look how much more speed he's carrying through these corners. That's just down to the tyres. But Lambo knows if he just keeps him behind for a couple more laps, those Ultra Softs will burn up. And, well, at that point, Richmond will have worse tyres than Lambo does. So it's all in the strategy here. The longer Lambo can keep a hold of him back, the more he's helping out his teammate Poe, just a couple of positions ahead. Well, Aaron here might be getting a little bit frustrated with McSendit, because the longer these two are battling, the longer it's going to take for Michael. And Deng Artist is out. Deng Artist has hit the wall and has retired from the race. He becomes the second retirement. So that is 2 retirements. 1 from PRL and now 1 from Flat Out Racing. Lambo here, still trying to find that way past. He's trying to get back past Richmond here, and Richmond, oh, he's taken him out. Lambo and Richmond there tangled up, and Lambo there, well, very difficult to say which way that should have gone. I think Richmond had the position, to be honest with you. I think Lambo should have backed out of the move, but then again, I'm a commentator and I'm supposed to sit on the fence of all these things. But there we go. Danevs, meanwhile, Squeezy is ahead of him. And Danevs here locking up on that front right tyre. Northants has left the session. He has crashed out big time there. 3rd retirement of the session. That is another retirement from Northants here. So 17 runners left in this race. Lap 14. We are just under halfway through. Danevs here on the tail of Squeezy. And you can see here Squeezy doing his best to try and defend as we head towards turn 1. Danevs here doing his best to try and find that way through. You can see he is quicker than Squeezy at the moment. And both of these guys, I think, are going to the end of the race. I do believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but there we go. As look at that debris you can see there. Oh, big lockup from Danevs there. I think that's just the latency that does that to some drivers. Just makes them look like they're locking up and they're not. Aaron here, meanwhile, in the dirty air of McSendit. As you can see how close he is, how frustrating this is at the moment. Again, you can see VSR, 5 of the top 6 are VSR drivers. It just shows how much they're dominating right now. Meanwhile, Danevs, oh, look at that, trying to go down the inside of Squeezy there. Wasn't happening. Might get a better exit out of turn 9 here as we head through turn 10. DRS will be open for Danevs, and Squeezy is not going to give up this position very easily. And Danevs is trying to try and go around the outside. Is he? No, not quite. Squeezy holds on to the position, but he's gone deep into turn 11 here. And this is just encouraging Danevs all the more as he looks to try and find that way past. Well, Aaron again, still on the tail of McSendit. I don't know whether he's getting frustrated or he's just happy to stay behind right now, but either way, he's not getting past. Meanwhile then, Dan Evs still on the tail of Squeezy as we make our way through towards turn 20, and then as we set ourselves up for turn 21, you can see how close he is. Will he get a chance to have a go down the main straight towards turn 1? Is he going to try and have a move there? He does. It looks down the inside, but has to back out of the move. Squeezy is not giving up that position very easily there. So Dan Evs is going to have to keep on battling and keep on racing. And Dan Evs here is trying to set himself up for the hairpin of turn 7. If we could get a better camera angle than that, you can see that is Dan Evs trying to set up, but he gets a little bit of wheel spin out of the hairpin there, and that's not going to help him. So we can see there. You can see how far away Squeezy's got now. As even with DRS, Dan Evs can't quite keep close enough. So that's a huge worry as he runs into the back of Squeezy there, loses a bit of front wing, and that's not going to help him at all there. Bit less downforce now. We've got VSR Aaron still trying to chase McSendit. These two are the closest battles out on track. And McSendit here is, well, not going to give up this position to Aaron very easily. They're both on the same strategy. So I wonder if VSR are going to allow them to battle out on track. Oh, and that's Harry, who's picked up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. So that's going to be added on to the end of their race. That's a huge blow if that means that, well, Brady is 4.3 behind. So can't afford to make another mistake like that as Dan Evs runs slightly wide. Meanwhile, Richmond has caught up to Lambo once again, and look how close he is. He's caught up to Lambo once again. And Richmond this time, I don't think he's going to take any prisoners this time. He saw what happened last time. I don't think he's going to be as forgiving as Dan Evs comes into the pits to change that front wing. As Richmond trying to go down the inside of Lambo here. And he's going to be a lot more aggressive now, I can tell you that for sure. He's in the slipstream of Lambo then. DRS will get wide open here for Richmond. Can Lambo hold on to everything he's got? Dan Evs has left the session. And Richmond, will he try that move down the inside? No, he won't. So he will not try it, but might set himself up. Oh, Lambo took that inside curb there. Something you don't want to do. It unsettles the car so much. And Richmond here in the slipstream with the DRS. He might have a go down the inside into turn 11. And that's exactly what he's going to try and do. Down the inside he goes into turn 11. There's a little bit of contact. Richmond there tries to back out of it. They both run off the circuit. Lambo picks up a 3-second time. Oh, that's Richmond off. Richmond is off into the barrier. And, well, he has to rejoin. Well, front wing's taking a bit of damage there on the left-hand side. And, well, that's not going to do him any good at all. He's going to have to come back to the pits to get that nose changed, that's for sure. Well then, lap 17 of this Grand Prix. And we still have Louis in the lead. 4.3 ahead of Harry, who is 4.4 ahead of Brady there. Blizzard is in 4th place, McSendit in 5th, Aaron in 6th, Michael 7th, Calacarist in 8th, Poe in 9th, Neo 10th, Lambo is in 11th, Richmond in 12th, Squeezy in 13th, who have all come into the pit lane. TARDIS in 14th, Maze in 15th, Weed Nation 16th, Dan Evs, who is a ghost at the moment, won't count for any points, running in P17. So the TARDIS here might be gaining some free positions, and indeed he does, as that is that Squeezy in the pit lane there? Or was that the... I think it was Squeezy, yes. Being held in the pits there. Maybe for a 5-second time penalty, but that was a bit odd that they decided to do it after the pit stop. I thought you could only do it before, so maybe a little bit of a miscommunication there. So Squeezy rejoins on a set of Ultra Soft tyres. Richmond rejoins on a set of Super Softs. Weed Nation is into the pits, and on go a set of Super Soft tyres for him. A little bit of an odd strategy there, but I think he's gone for the 2-stop. Well, I say a little bit of an odd strategy when actually it's one of the default ones, but never mind. Weed Nation will be rejoining, I believe, in P16. Well, lap 18, 11 laps to go. And we can see here Lambo closing in on the TARDIS. This is for P11. And remember, every position counts. All positions count for a point as long as you finish the race. So 4 retirements at the moment, which means we have 16 runners in this race. Lambo here trying to get onto the back of the TARDIS. So our retirements have been Jeff's Revenge, Deng Artist and Northants. Both are all retiring from the session. We've had 2, I believe that is two flat out racers and 1 PRL racer out of the race. Well, TARDIS there maybe made a little bit of a mistake, or either that, or he's just letting Lambo through, deciding not to battle. So Lambo then up into P11, 32.4 seconds away from Neo, and that's a long way away, but well, anything's possible, never rule it out. Aaron here, still on the back of McSender. I always seem to go back to this battle, but these guys have kept the gap under a second for the entire time that I've been sort of watching their battle. So neither of them are quicker than the other one, but also at the same time, none of them are pulling away. So we're sort of stuck in this sort of dead heat here, where we can't really do a lot. Aaron can't close in and McSender can't get away. So they're just sort of stuck in this limbo here of a gap underneath a second. Squeezy is closing in on his teammate Maze. I don't think Maze is going to make this too difficult for Squeezy to get past, and indeed he doesn't. Squeezy happy to go around the outside, Maze happy to tuck back in, Squeezy up into P13. We've got Neo here in P10, currently in a race of his own at the moment. 6.6 behind Poe, 31.3 ahead of Lambo. Probably the loneliest driver out there at the moment in terms of gap to the next car, but he's still going to put in a good fight whenever he gets the chance. Richmond here, having changed that front wings, now on a set of super soft tyres, down in P15. Well, if his stint at the start was anything to go by, he is quick on those super soft tyres. Expect to see him come alive in these last couple of laps. We have 10 laps to go here in this Grand Prix. Louis then making his way towards turn 20. We've got yellow flags in sector 3. I'm not sure who it was. No idea. But Louis then, 9 laps to go as he heads towards turn 1. VSR dominating this one at the moment. And I think someone's starting to write their name on the trophy at this moment in time. But again, anything can happen in 9 laps. You never know what could happen. Well, VSR Aaron and McSendit. Now the gap is 1.5 seconds. Poe is into the pits. Odd one from him. I think he started on a set of super soft, went on to a set of ultra softs, and has now got to do this second stop for another set of ultra soft tyres. So Poe into the pits he comes. He should rejoin comfortably ahead of Lambo. He's got the gap for it, and maybe that's what he's thinking. Pit exit he goes, and around in this narrow pit lane here. Very easy to get it wrong. And yes, Poe will rejoin in P10 here. He's got a chance to try and close in on Neo, 13.4 seconds with 9 laps to do it. So he's closing in. He's got to close in around about 1.2 seconds per lap, which is easier to do at the start of an ultra soft stint, but not so easy towards the end of it. Well, Harry here is doing PRL proud here, currently in second place, spoiling the day of VSR because they can't quite keep up with Harry, apart from Louis, who is at 6.1 ahead. But I think Harry can be very happy with the performance they put in today. Obviously, you want to win this sort of event, but it's all about the teamwork as well, and VSR have that in abundance. You can see that as they occupy, once again going to say it, the top 5 of the top 6 places in this race. Again, anything can happen. And it normally does. Louis leads the way with 8 laps to go. A little bit spread out here, but a battle is developing, and it's Richmond who is now on a set of ultra soft tyres. Where did he make that stop? Regardless, he is closing in on Weed Nation, 1.4 behind. And you can see up ahead, Weed Nation is being lapped as well. This is not the greatest camera angle in the world, but you can see the Force India there of... who is that? Oh, it's Brady. Brady in the Force India. So Richmond here, still closing in, 1.2 seconds. So I wonder how he'll approach this then. You can see Weed Nation is sticking with Brady at the moment, so you can see the pace that he would have on those super soft tyres. As Brady picks himself up a 3-second time penalty, they all count towards the end. And you can see here Richmond still closing in on Weed Nation. Gap is 1.0 seconds. This is the closest battle out on the field right now. We have lap counters just ticked over to 7 laps to go as Richmond comes around the final corner. And he's now 0.8 of a second behind Weed Nation as we head towards turn 1. And you can see here, Weed Nation is actually keeping up with Brady here, who is in P3. Well, there you go, Brady, who is a lap ahead of them, is on the soft tyre. Weed Nation on the super soft tyre, Richmond on the ultra soft tyres. I can sort of see this going one way, and they're all going to converge on in each other. I don't know whether they'll actually be able to unlap each other as Lambo picks up a 3-second time penalty. But you can see Richmond here trying to perfect that exit out of the hairpin, out of turn 7 and down this long straight now. Weed Nation is going to have the DRS on Brady here, so that's going to help him in defending against Richmond here. Richmond, will he have a look into turn 8? No, he won't. Through turn 9 though, he's going to try and get the better exit. Does he get the better exit? I'm not sure that he did, to be honest with you. Couldn't quite get that full advantage. Richmond still behind Weed Nation. And you can see, look how late Richmond brakes as well. So confident on the brakes at the moment. And just can't seem to find a way past Weed Nation. But time is on his side right now, because the next car ahead is 20.1 seconds. So he's got time to fight this battle. As you can see on his steering wheel there, he's 0.3 under his delta so far. And still looking to try and make his way past, trying to use the curbs to full advantage. And again, just trying to see if he can get past Mazes into the pits on a set of ultra soft tyres, which is now going to try and get him to the end of the race. And he now rejoins in P16. There he goes. So here we go then. Richmond trying to go around the outside. Does he think about it? Yes, he does. And Brady's got to be careful here, because these two are fighting for P14. Weed Nation's going to try and go down the inside of Brady there to try and unlap himself. That's going to open himself up now to Richmond, who is trying to go around the outside, trying to get that better exit. And Brady, his heart must be beating 1,000 beats per minute, because these two guys are a lap down on him. They're battling each other, and he's just trying to get away. He can't though, because of the tyres he's running. Not only that, Weed Nation has got DRS as well, as Richmond trying to go down the inside into turn 8, and he's done it. Richmond up into P14, and he could have a chance here to unlap himself from Brady here, but he's got to be careful, because if he takes out one of the leaders here, he's going to be in serious trouble. But Richmond then up into P14. But now comes the decision. What do you do now? Do you try and get past a front runner, as Squeezy gets himself past the TARDIS up into P12? Mays here, pitted for a set of ultra soft tyres. He has rejoined behind Blizzard, who is a lap ahead of him. And Mays here is looking to try and close in now on Weed Nation, try and get a position back. As there you can see Weed Nation just lets Mays through. Easy as that. So Mays is now up into P15. He's going to have a chance to try and close in on Richmond here. And Richmond still behind Brady here. Obviously, he's wanting to pass him, but then as soon as he passes him, you get the blue flags to let the car back past again. So that's going to be the oddity. Here comes Brady as Harry's left the session. Harry's left the session as Richmond here tries to find a way past Brady, the front runner, and it's got himself a 10-second time penalty. He crashes himself out. Richmond's out of this race. But up at the front, Harry here has disconnected with 5 laps to go. VSR could be given a lifeline here. They could try and take the top 5. Because the furthest car behind seems to be Aaron, who is, well, is about, I think he's just over 10 seconds behind. And with the AI on hard difficulty, here comes Brady. And he's going to go right through Harry now. Brady is going to go up into P2. Through he goes, and Brady now up into P2. The race is on for Harry to try and get back into this session. But this is heartbreaking stuff. This is absolutely heartbreaking stuff from PRL here, as Blizzard now gets up onto the podium. There goes Harry. The ghost of Harry still trying to get out there. McSendit now is next, 4.4. And you're going to see that gap fall dramatically here. Now it's down to 3.5 seconds. You can see how much that gap is falling away. 4 laps to go. And before you know it, Harry is going to find themselves falling down the field so dramatically here. I told you anything could happen, and Harry's into the pits. The ghost of Harry's into the pits. Oh, this is a disaster for PRL. So Harry coming into the pits means that Aaron is going to get up into P5 and Michael up into P6. Well, Michael takes the PRL baton here, but the top 5 now are currently VSR drivers. As Harry now rejoins on a set of ultra soft tyres, they will not be happy if they get to rejoin this session. And that is heartbreaking stuff from Harry. Imagine going all that way to get second at the moment, and with 4 laps to go, you're just disconnected. Heartbreaking stuff. But Harry and PRL have just got to hope that they can occupy that car once again. Who's the next car away from Harry? It's Poe, who is 3.3 behind. Now this could be another free position. And now Jeff's revenge has left the session, but Jeff had already retired. Just creating fake drama there for me. Well, 4 laps to go. A bit less than that now as Louis is heading into the right-hander underneath the hotel as he heads through turn 18. Now through turn 19 as Dan Ebbs comes into the pits. That's the ghost of Dan Ebbs, remember, who will not be scoring any points. Hasn't joined back since. And here comes Poe then through Harry. And Poe is now up into P9. Well, I'll tell you what, VSR Brady, 12.2 away from Louis here. 3 laps to go as Poe gets himself a 3-second time penalty. Blizzard in 3rd. McSendit in 4th, Aaron in 5th, Michael 6th, Calagrist in 7th, Neo in 8th, Poe in 9th, Harry at the moment in 10th, Lambo 11th, Squeezy 12th, TARDIS in 13th, Mason 14th, Weed Nation 15th, and Dan Ebbs, Ghost Car, in 16th place. Now, can Michael spoil VSR's party? Can he close in on Aaron? Now, Aaron, remember, pitted very early. Around about lap 5 for those soft tyres. Michael pitted a bit later than that. So can Michael mount a late charge from PRL to try and take away at least 5th place from VSR and stop them from dominating this race? 1.7 the gap is right now. A lot of pressure for Michael to take on board. Can he do it though? Can he close in? Oh, McSendit here. A little bit of a lonely race from him right now. But Michael, clips that inside curb, trying to set himself up for a better exit. Now the gap is 1.9. You can see how much just collecting that curb costs you. 1.8 seconds the gap is. Now climbs to 1.9. It's so important to get those exits absolutely spot on. There is Brady, who's currently in P2, 11.9 behind Louis there. And Michael, by the way, is just hovering at around 2 seconds here. So, I don't know. Michael is, I think, falling away just a little bit too much here. Did have pace for a little bit to try and keep closing. Might still have pace yet with 2 laps to go. And I'll tell you what, Blizzard is closing in on Brady here. 1.2 seconds, now down to 1.1. Brady here could be struggling with tyre wear. Blizzard having no such issue. 1.1 seconds the gap is now. And will they let VSR battle? VSR Aaron picks this up a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And again, they all come into play at the end of this race. Even if you think they don't, they do. But Blizzard here is 1.7 now, so the gap's increased quite a bit. But Brady got a fantastic exit out of turn 7 as we head towards turns 8 and 9. Not long to go in this race to make an impact. Michael still hovering around about 1.8 seconds now, down to 1.7. Can he make that late charge? But he's locked up going into turn 8, and that's going to cost him a lot there. And you'll see the gap actually starts to come down, actually. 1.6 seconds. Ooh, I wonder. Is Aaron now really struggling for tyre wear, or is this just a little bit of fake drama, I wonder? We've got Blizzard trying to close in on Brady. We've got Michael trying to close in on VSR Aaron. Also have Lambo here closing in on Harry, and this is going to be for P10, and it's probably going to be one of the easiest moves Lambo's ever had to make here. Doesn't have to worry about pulling to the side, doesn't have to worry about that. Just get that braking zone right, and that is P10, clean as you like, through the Ghost. Well, the final lap of the race has been started by VSR Louis, and at the moment, VSR are going to come away with a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's have a look at Michael here, who is the next car, not to be a VSR car, a PRL car. Callum Rist is in 7th place, also with PRL. Neo in 8th place, running for, I believe, PRL as well. Poe for TTG, Lambo for TTG, Harry for PRL, Squeezy for TTG, TARDIS for Flat Out, Mace for TTG, Weed Nation for TTG, Dan Evs for Flat Out. And we may only have one Flat Out driver finishing this race. So there goes Louis through 11, 12 and 13 for the final time. And now coming through turn 14. He's barely put a foot wrong in this race, has Louis, as he heads through those right-handers now. Got to get that braking zone just one more time, as he'll head his way underneath the hotel through turn 18 and then through turn 19. Well, VSR here could be showing all their hand here, and just how unstoppable they could be. Here comes Louis round the final corner. And Louis for VSR is going to win here in Abu Dhabi. Brady here, flying around the final few corners. It's been a wonderful day for VSR. Brady is going to come around the final corner. He's going to take 2nd place in this race. Blizzard comes across the line. He'll take away 2nd place from Brady there. I don't think they will mind too much about that. McSendit jumps up to P3 now. And VSR Aaron, well, Michael put up a good fight there. Aaron will take P5, but Michael will jump him on penalties. So the top 5 has been broken. Michael for PRL will get up there in P5. Callum Rist up into P6. VSR Aaron has dropped down to P7 at the moment. Will it get worse? No, it won't. Neo finishes in P8. Lambo there, or Poe, sorry, jumps up now to P8 through penalties. We've got Lambo here coming around the final few corners. We've got yellow flags in sector 1, but that's after the checkered flag, so it doesn't really matter too much. And Lambo here coming around the final few corners to take a P10 in this race, and he's losing that back end very wildly there. Comes across the line, then Lambo finishes in P10. What heartbreak for Harry, running in P2 with 5 laps to go, lost connection, and I'm not sure whether the points will stand, but Harry will come across the line to finish in P11. And Squeezy, the last finisher on the lead lap, will come across the line to finish in P12. But what a day it's been for VSR. They have really outdone themselves this time. So there we have it then. VSR dominate the podium there, and well, what a day it's been for them. They barely put a foot wrong in this race. So, your official, unofficial result then. Louis takes the win, Blizzard in second, McSendit in third, Brady fourth. We've got Kvyat in fifth, testing my memory. Calicrest in sixth, Aaron in seventh, Poe in eighth, Neo ninth, Lambo in 10th. And that wraps up your top 10 for this race. Well, there we have it for this interleague battle. I don't think it takes a genius to tell you who's won today. It's clearly VSR today, who have taken the top spot and have proven themselves top dog in this team battle. Well, thank you very much for joining me for this race. I hope you enjoyed it. It was a great race, great driver display, especially pace-wise in this race. And I hope you've enjoyed the time on this channel. If you have, please give us a subscribe. We are preparing for the final few races for F1 2017, and a subscribe would be very much appreciated. But I've been Kieran McGinley. You've been watching. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time.